Okay. Things that I have seen in my experience is when we get that Haney test, let's say above 700, where I saw amazing things happen was at 900.
Okay.
Our nitrogen efficiency, phosphorus efficiency, potassium efficiency, like skyrockets. And I've seen stuff that's been maybe borderline, quote unquote, balance according to the Albrecht or Kinsley system with a Haney test with a higher Haney calcium score, and magic things happen. I mean, stuff that maybe applying, maybe it's 0.5 pounds of nitrogen or 0.3 and getting results that it was blowing my mind.
Yeah.
It was an organic farm, and we applied, I want to say it was cover crop too, had legumes, a little bit of manure, but if you would do your nitrogen calculator, okay, based off the cover crops, the manure, and then we had some fish hydrolysates too. If you would have done it by the calculator, it would have had 100 pounds.
Okay.
Okay. What they actually applied, like fish hydrolysis side, was like 10 to 15 pounds.
Okay.
Okay. And we were bringing out 230, 240 corn on it.
Organic corn? Whoa.
Organic corn. Organic white corn. So that's where, and the only correlation I could get to, what made their field, I mean, there's a lot of rabbit holes we can dig down in that one. But if I was just taking data, and I wouldn't know if it was organic or not, looking at soil samples, the only thing I could pinpoint, looking at two pieces of paper differently, that was significantly different, was Haney-extractable calcium.
Okay.
That was the only difference. I could have made arguments. I had a conventional field doing XYZ, XYZ. Now, we can go, there's opinions out there too about, you get to strong regen, strong organic side, about other things that could be going on. Okay. I'm not going to discredit that.
Sure.
Okay. But
when
on
you're
the same
holding up
token,
two pieces of paper,
if I'm
what's
holding
the
two
difference?
papers of paper, yeah, like what is the data telling me?
Yeah.
The data alone was telling me that factor.
Sure.
So that's where I started really digging into like, crap. This is why I liked getting that information, getting that Haney test, is like, what is going on with calcium? How available is it in the solution for the plant to take up?
Sure.
Okay. Because, a common little phrase, the trucker of all nutrients, calcium. A lot of people say that. Then also borons at the steering wheel. Okay. So those two are very important. But one thing that's nice about gypsum, you will get some reaction of having that as plant food calcium too, as it breaks down initially.
Okay.
Pelletized lime, you could do that too for plant food.
Sure.
But to fix structure and to fix pH, it's more of a Band-Aid. It's not going to be a long-term approach. So
pelletized gypsum wouldn't be a fix?
It's going to help you with structure because of the sulfur-calcium mix.
Okay, but not pelletized lime.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Two different things here. Yeah, obviously two different things, but...
Yeah, so gypsum I see as a soil conditioner. It also does a good job of giving some plant food. But to change pH is not the answer.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah. If you're looking
what
for
are you
pH,
trying to do with calcium?
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to get across.
Sure.
Okay? If you're applying ag line because you want more plant food calcium, like a rock of calcium carbonate, that is a very long-term play. And that's probably not, you're not going to see that.
Okay.
Okay? There's liquids out there. There's liquid calcium sources that you can spray on the top that you could get that fix. But just know that if you're applying ag line today to help your plant food calcium, it's just not the best match to make that happen.
Got it.
Okay? I don't see gypsum as the best match for a pH buffer.
Sure.
Right? I also don't see calcium chloride being a structure solution or a pH solution.
Potash.
Calcium chloride.
Sorry. Why did I think potassium?
Because I said chloride.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Discredit what I just said.
Yeah.
Calcium chloride, not potassium chloride.
But so conditioning that soil and you putting that sulfur through the profile, there's chemical reactions that are going to happen no matter what. I mean, no matter what fertilizer you put on, there's going to be reactions that happen.
Yeah.
I think what they're seeing in that situation is that sulfur's helping breaking things off the soil colloid, which then they're getting the rain to put it into solution, which the plant's able to absorb then.
Sure.
Which is great.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing the things that I think people need to try on their farm to see if it makes a difference.
Got it.
I think there's an opportunity there to help out, that one spot that's never produced something for the past 10 years. I think that's an opportunity to get the soil sample there, see if we need some gypsum at a higher rate, see if we need humic acid to help buff that soil, bring it back to life.
Okay, so to further the soil side, say you've got a pH of 5.8, but your buffer pH is, say, a 6.7.
Okay.
Assuming that's possible. I think I've got tests.
Yeah, I've seen,
How should we read that test? Should we go off of 6 point? Now, we've talked about a plant root exudate can change the pH in the root zone. So do we go in, I'm looking at my field. Okay, I've got a pH of 5.8 and my buffer is 6.8. Let's just say that. Do I treat the field based off the 5.8 or do I treat the field based off the 6.8? Because if my field is a 6.8, originally, is my application still necessary, needed? How do I read that? How do I make a decision on my farm based on pH and buffer pH?
So let's talk about buffer pH.
Okay, please.
And how I see it.
Yeah.
So buffer pH is how easy is it to change the problem,
Okay.
is what buffer pH is. So like I could have a pH of a 5.5, but if the buffer pH is 7, that means I don't need to apply a lot and it's going to change fast. The closer you are to 7, the easier and faster it will change.
Got it.
So where they utilize buffer pH is helping you with your bulk lime applications.
Okay.
Okay.
How much can we move the needle type thing?
Well, and how fast you move the needle.
Okay.
Okay, because a 2 tons of lime on sand is totally different than 2 tons on clay.
Okay.
So that buffer pH tells you how many spots on the parking lot are willing to fit calcium.
Yeah.
So if you have let's just say a 5 pH soil and your buffer pH is 6.4, it's going to be a big bill according to general lime recommendations to get that number up.
Gotcha.
So then, like in that situation, you start thinking to yourself, okay, so how can I manipulate maybe a band of calcium to make sure it has enough plant food? I know my pH is not there. But those are ways that you would start looking at. It goes back to ROI. Okay. But now if I see somebody that has a 5.8 pH and their buffer pH is a 6.8 or a 6.9. So what that tells me is, number one, their pH is a little low.
Yeah.
Their buffer pH tells me this is easy to change. We can do ag lime and probably see some good benefits here. So that's how I see buffer pH. It's more of it's just a tool to tell you how easy it is to change. And the closer to 7 it is, the easier it is to change.
Gotcha.
You shouldn't see a buffer pH above 7.
Okay.
Shouldn't. And also, they might not even do a buffer pH if it's an alkaline soil, which they shouldn't.
Okay. Why?
Because it's really used to help bring acidity to more alkaline.
Okay.
Is the
raise,
measurement. Yeah.
Not lower.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen. Now, granted, I tend to. My soils are lower pHs. I've never seen a pH over 7.2 on my farm.
Yeah, most people would say you're very lucky.
Guys, if you've liked the information that you've seen so far, go ahead and check out the full-length podcast on our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe there. It's also on all the major podcast platforms. We're constantly dropping info and more content on all the social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, etc. Check it out for a lot more content.